Yo, we are in the building. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all doing good. Tonight, I'm going to clean up my background. I've been moving, and so I had a bunch of stuff that was left over from the last move. And so I'm just trying to rearrange stuff like that. So that's what that stuff is in the background, my treadmill and all that stuff, and the heater. So we're going to rearrange that stuff. I'm trying to get to it tonight because I feel good right now, and I had a nap. So I'm going to try to do it tonight. Now, I want to talk about this subject because I had mentioned um, tonight that when I went to the unemployment office, because I just recently got fired, had nothing to do with, any of the tariffs. I'm honest about that. I'm gonna be honest about that. It had nothing to do with that. The racial client maybe has something to do with that. I'm not gonna dismiss that at all because I'll be stupid or dumb to do that. I'm not gonna do that. So, but as I went down to the unemployment office, there were people down there, and they were talking amongst each other. They were like, and it was white people. Like white people ain't gonna just involve me, or because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I went down there. This is the same dude that got kicked out of a restaurant because they thought I was somebody else. So they're not just gonna befriend me and just talk to me. That's not gonna happen. Okay. But they were talking amongst each other, and I'm a talker. So when I hear stuff and it interests me, I'll butt in. So, oh, that happened to you? It wasn't a conversation to me. They were talking to each other. And one guy was in there with a construction outfit on. You could tell he was just he had been there that day. He had been at construction that day. Otherwise, or maybe he's used to getting up, putting his uniform on. Whatever the case may be, he had his work uniform on. And y'all, before I tell y'all this story, this is nothing political. I'm not being political. I don't know what his affiliation was. I'm not saying that I'm Democrat or Republican. I'm not stuck on one, right? I'm a centrist. Whoever can do good for us, that's good. So stop. Please just pump the brakes a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm against anything, but I'm just telling you a story. What happened, what I seen. Okay. So I go down there, and he was talking to somebody, and he was like, yeah, I got laid off again. And I was like, again? And so I asked him, I was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, what do you mean you got laid off? What, tell me a little bit more about what you're saying. I'm curious. And he was like, number 45. When we said number 45, and I knew exactly what we're talking about. He said when number 45 was in office the first time, he got laid off. This is what he's telling me. He don't know me from a can of paint. This was a white man. A white man ain't gonna. It was a black man, even still. You know what I'm saying? I could be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? But this dude don't know me from a can of paint. He said 45 laid him out. And like I said, I don't know if he was for or against Trump because he didn't say nothing bad about him. He just said straight up his mouth, 45. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, then I worked for 4 years. 45 got back in office, and I'm laid off again. And then he said they laid me off this time because they know that when those aluminum tariffs come, that's what his company told them. When them aluminum tariffs come, they're not going to be able to keep us all. So they starting to make cuts now because it's coming. It's already been announced. Aluminum, metals, any metals, any aluminum is going to be taxed. And he said that his company said there is no way that they're going to absorb those costs. Those are coming to us directly. This is what he's telling me. This man ain't got no reason in the world to lie to me, y'all. I mean, and this is what they telling us. They said if tariffs hit, I mean, the people up top said if tariffs hit, they now said, because before when the election was going on, they said that it wouldn't harm us. But now to a point that it's so obvious that even the president himself coming out and say, yeah, this is going to hurt y'all a little bit. So, I don't want to hear like, oh, it's not going to hurt you because y'all can't still be stuck on what he was saying before. You got to revisit what he's saying now. Some people are still left on promises he was making before. He's changing those now. So if he's changing those, your mind has to change to where you're keeping up with him. Because a lot of us are. So he's saying that now the tariffs are going to hurt us. Now the tariffs are going to make groceries go up. All these things are going to happen. They're happening now. We see it. We see it. So it's not like it's a mystery or it's a conspiracy theory. We see eggs are through the roof. A lot of it's bird flu, but you know that was told to us. It was told that eggs would come down day one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dumb. I've heard these. These are the things that I've heard. So, you know, like I said, so whatever. Okay. But people are losing their jobs. You know, I see people on Facebook like, yeah, people losing their jobs. Yeah, people getting laid off. Yeah. Okay, that's happening. So if when you hear about it happening or you see that it's happening, then you have to acknowledge it. Yes, this is what's going on. Yes, this is what I wanted. Yes, this is what I was cheering for. People are losing their jobs. You got to stay with it. You got to stay with it. I'm going to show you a video. And this is not, like I said, I'm trying my best. But this stuff I have to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm trying my best to stay non-political. So I'm not going to go with CNN news. I'm not going to do any of those major networks. I'm going to do a local news story about what's going on locally in Chicago. That's it. You local news don't never be like we Democrat, Republican. They ain't on that. They not on commentary. They're not on telling their opinion. Local news, it's just local news. They're telling what actually happened. Facts. So let's take a look and see the local news. I want you to see, because these are the faces. These are the faces of people who are losing their job. And that's what I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see that these are the faces of people who are losing their job. Like right now, today. This is going on today. We're going to take a look at it.
It's a scattershot approach targeting all kinds of different federal agencies. Tonight, some elected officials, bureaucrats, and union leaders say Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, is creating chaos and making mistakes with some serious safety concerns by firing thousands of federal workers. Tonight, the I-Team is hearing from two of those workers who've now been rehired.
America is better than this.
Still thawing from their bitter cold public fight in Federal Plaza Tuesday.
Are we going away? No!
Newly fired employees of the Environmental Protection Agency refreshed their email this morning to find this terse employment update: rescission of notification of termination.
Things are chaotic. There's been so much disruption.
Nicole Cantello is the president of the union representing about 1,000 federal employees in the Chicago area and still doesn't know how many employees were let go Friday without warning. Emails sent to the I-Team by two fired and now rehired employees are identical.
We're going to take a look at this again.
It's a scattershot approach targeting all kinds of different federal agencies. Tonight, some elected officials, bureaucrats, and union leaders say Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, is creating chaos and making mistakes with some serious safety concerns by firing thousands of federal workers.
Now I want you to hear the mistakes they make.
The I-Team is hearing from two of those workers who've now been rehired.
This is actually people dealing with it.
Still thawing from their bitter cold public fight in Federal Plaza Tuesday.
Are we going away? No!
Newly fired employees.
Listen, y'all, this ain't USID. These are federal workers. These are Americans. Look, these are Americans. These are the people who are losing their jobs. People look just like you and me. Look, there goes a black person back there. A black lady. These are Americans, y'all. These ain't just people, foreigners. These are Americans. Come on, Freddie. Don't do that. Stop it, man. Let's talk, man. Don't, please. I want to talk about this. These are people who losing their jobs and stuff. You know, I don't have the energy. All I want to do is see. Look, just watch it.
of the Environmental Protection Agency refreshed their email this morning to find this terse employment update: rescission of notification of termination.
Things are chaotic. There's been so much disruption.
Nicole Cantello is the president of the union representing about 1,000 federal employees in the Chicago area and still doesn't know how many employees were let go Friday without warning. Emails sent to the I-Team by 2 fired and now rehired employees are identical, both sent at 11:19 a.m. Wednesday that read, "This is to provide notification that the agency is rescinding your termination. You are not being removed from EPA or from federal service at this time." When we met Bridget Lynch and Nyla McCraney Tuesday, both had been fired after
that's
a little
a black
more
lady.
than a month
Look.
at the EPA.
I've been
Black
working
lady.
hard over the past month to learn the statutes of the Safe Drinking Water Act so that I can, be an excellent worker here.
If there's no one working on environmental health, all of America will be unsafe.
The boomerang employment status at the hands of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is underway at multiple federal agencies. This afternoon, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth said employees who were working for the Veteran Crisis Line were fired.
It sounds like, thankfully, at least some of these employees will be rehired as of this morning.
And employees working on the rapidly spreading bird flu were also abruptly fired over the weekend. Tonight, the U.S. Department of Agriculture acknowledges those are public safety positions, telling the I-Team, "We are working to swiftly rectify the situation and rescind those letters." Researchers say with a spreading virus, each day is precious work.
It's kind of like watching a pot of hot water. It's when you look away when there's the explosion and it boils, right? So you have to be constantly watching it.
Many, but not all, of the federal workers caught up in these mass firings have been probationary employees. They are people within the first 2 years of the job. According to the most recent data from the Office of Personnel Management, there are more than 220,000 federal workers on the government payroll who've been working for the government for less than a year. And because this is all happening so quickly, government and agencies really don't have any clear idea of how many people are caught up in it. A lot of confusion.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
Okay, so,
Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Yeah, I get
Your child needs
even-
these
even-
three
listen.
key factors to get into an Ivy
And
League
I don't know
or
why
top
I'm-
25
I don't know why I'm
university.
addressing this, y'all. But even if you feel like some of that stuff is waste, y'all, these are people that protect our water, the water we drink. I just came from the Heights, and the water is so bad out there. I think somebody need to call the EPA out there because the water is so bad out there. But y'all, these people that protect our water. There's one town, I forget what it's called, but it's a majority black town, and it was popular for years because their water was bad. They couldn't even drink it. If it wasn't for the EPA and being able to call people to come in and clear that water up, their water would still be bad. These are the people that protect them. I'm not talking about government. See, you stop. I'm not talking political, none of that stuff. I'm talking about jobs and people who protect us. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Freddie, let somebody else make a comment. We heard what you have to say. I get it. Now let somebody else talk. I get it. We know how you feel. So, but these are people who are losing their jobs. Like, I don't care. I'm human. First of all, I'm human. I just lost my job and people feel sorry for me. And I don't even do government work. Like, these are people who are losing their jobs. And I just want y'all to see the faces, because now it's a totally different thing. I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm not going to that. What I'm saying is that these are people who lost their jobs. I want people to see the video of people are actually losing their jobs. I don't want to get too far off the topic and talk about their jobs and what their jobs entail and all of that and stuff like that. If they tell me they protected my water, I'm believing that. If they tell me that they're trying to help stop bird flu, I'm believing that. Until I can see something different, I'm believing that, because I don't distrust my government like that. I've never been like, honestly, I don't think government is bad. I don't think this country is bad off. I like where I live at. I like my country. I like black people. I don't like what black people do all the time, but I like black people. I'm not gonna knock nobody. That's not positive energy. Like, I don't get up every day thinking, man, this country is bad. I don't do that. Like, I don't think anybody should. You know. So we gotta be positive. At the end of the day, we gotta be positive. So, and I thank everybody for the comments, whether I agree or not. I thank everybody for the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna start, I'm just trying to stay positive, because that's what it's all about. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep them short though. I'm keeping them to 10 minutes, and y'all can keep commenting on any of the podcasts that I do. Just make sure you keep commenting, and that's kind of help keeps me getting more viewers and stuff like that, and keep my algorithms going. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching. But the last thing I'm gonna say, y'all, is just if they telling you, if the top people are telling you people gonna get laid off, they're gonna get laid off. Believe it. Like, I've seen it. And that's what I'm saying. I seen it. I personally seen it. When I went to the unemployment office, I personally seen it. So it's happening. I mean, if that's what you want, then you're getting it. So just be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, people get laid off because we feel like government needs to be shrunk, then be happy about it. But it's happening, and people are getting laid off, and people are losing their job. People got families, people got kids, people got houses, people got mortgages, and they work for the government. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. My name is Johnny, and this is Live.